a matinee. I ain't got $7.50 to pay. Everybody now.
Megamind, which is just a nice way of saying cranial deformity. Because this dude has the biggest fucking head I've ever seen. I would know if I got disfigured in some sort of accident or something, I would be a supervillain.
Oh, I would too, totally.
Yeah.
You would get respect. It would give you an excuse to walk around with a mask and a cape.
Well,
And you could even
be a superhero too.
But that's not cool.
Be like, Jesus, what the f is wrong with your face, man?
That's boring.
This movie is basically Despicable Me, except
Yes.
it's got a superhero in it.
I genuinely laughed hard at a few scenes of Despicable Me. Never got more than past a chuckle in this movie.
Megamind is so generic. He's just like, I mean, come on. He's a ripoff of any like smart guy egghead villain that we've seen in any number of comics or stories.
The setup for the movie is actually pretty cool. It's a riff on Superman. You have Megamind, who's an infant, comes from a distant planet, and he gets sent off to Earth before his planet explodes. Now, right at the same time he's being sent off, there's another little infant golden boy being sent from a nearby planet to Earth because just coincidentally his planet is exploding too.
The sun is blowing up their whole solar system. He's raised in a prison.
Yeah.
Part of it. His thing lands in the middle of a prison yard where he's brought up by the inmates of this prison.
You know the man would have kept him down because he was blue.
Maybe.
Meanwhile, the white man comes to Earth and he gets everything, lands into a rich home, grows up to be adored by the public. All the ladies love him. All the men want to be him. and so, you know, we get the story of the supervillain who's always in this eternal battle with the superhero. It comes down to one theme. It's about a supervillain who finally kills the superhero. When he finally does it, he's like, whoa, shit, I did it. I didn't even think it would work. It was just an accident. And because of that, he has no purpose in life. And the supervillain is voiced by Will Ferrell, and the superhero is Brad Pitt. So even in real life,
It's like
it's actually very funny in some parts. I mean, I just never laughed out loud. It's a great looking film. If I was teaching a class of animators, I would use this movie to show them, look at the expressions on these characters, because I think that the acting for the characters was great.
But it doesn't really stand out to me either. I mean, I thought that they effectively used the 3D, but not like How to Train Your Dragon. There has to be that sequence that you go, now that was the shit. And that just, this movie just doesn't have that.
If I had seen the film, not knowing Will Ferrell did that voice, I wouldn't have thought it was him.
But there are still moments that feel like they were written there specifically for him to do Will Ferrell shtick. I thought Tina Fey was pointless.
Roxanne Ritchie or whatever.
Yeah.
She plays the Lois Lane character in this.
Who's I'm sorry, really uninteresting.
I liked her a lot.
Did
She
you?
just had a lot of great comments she was throwing in throughout the film.
Because I said, man, for somebody like Tina Fey to do this voice, this character is really generic.
I know, that's what I thought too.
Your plans never work. You're so predictable.
You call this predictable?
Alligators, yes. I was thinking about it on the way over.
Boom! In your face.
Juvenile.
So scary!
Seen it.
This thing behind it!
Tacky.
What's this one do?
Garish. The spider's new.
Spider? Yes. The spider. Even the smallest bite from Arachnus dethicus will instantly paralyze. Oh!
And then Jonah Hill.
What did you think about Jonah Hill?
I thought he was just playing the Jonah Hill character that he plays in a lot of things.
Yeah.
What's the hero's name?
Was it
He's not memorable.
Metro Man?
Metro Man.
Metrosexual Man? I would like for him to have been more of a dick. He's just a guy. He's just a guy who can fly, and he's real nice.
I didn't hate this movie. I got some laughs out of it, but it's just so very DreamWorks. It's all about the celebrities that can get to do voices. It's more about the jokes and having real heart and throwing in a bunch of music, especially a bunch of pop music. I just give it a matinee.
It's acceptable. There is nothing terrible in it. There's just nothing really all that great either. But it's a matinee.
It's a gourmet looking movie with fast food humor.
hold on, let me think about that.
That's going on the box.
Yes, yeah. You like that? You like that? Yeah, no, I give it a low matinee. Every supervillain, you know, the reason why they are evil is because they are covering up that latent homosexuality.
It's absolutely true.
If you look at
every time you look at it, those villains are in love with the hero.
Man, that's the thing. It's like they are foppish. They got outlandish outfits. They look like they should be at a drag queen show. They got very feminine tones in the way they speak.
But even Megamind, when he kills Metro Man, he's kind of like, oh, I didn't mean for that to happen.
It's like he just broke up with a
bitch. What did you want to have happen?
Yeah, you can't masturbate about somebody after they're dead. That's just creepy.
Which made me think, you know, if you have to really consider this. If somebody like Superman really wanted to stop crime, he'd have to every supervillain out there. It would get to a point where Superman would show up at the lair and they'd be like, "You know what you have to do, Superman." He's like, "Not again."
I'm saving the world.
God